Hey, what's going on? I'm BoneSickle, and you happen to be looking at the PlayStation 4 version of Hawken, which is completely free to play. Please do note that the console versions of Hawken, as of the time of the posting of this video, are significantly different from the older PC version. So if you are a console player and not a PC player, and if you are interested in Hawken, please be careful of what information you're looking at online. I don't know if they will eventually achieve some semblance of parity between all of the versions of the game. I don't know if that's even in the plans, but at the time it's not really like that. But here I am playing a co-op team deathmatch with RJ Bryan, and I am piloting the Vanguard, which is this video actually my very first game in this mech. And although it's not the greatest gameplay, I will come out as MVP with 12 kills and 5 assists. And although I will die twice, once towards the beginning and then once again towards the end after getting a 9-kill streak. As always, when you die, you can respawn in any mech that you own, but I will deliberately respawn in the Vanguard each time because I like these to be full uncut videos of gameplay in a single mech. So RJ had joined me in this game, and according to the scoreboard at the end, the two of us did most of the work by and large. At some point we must have had a player disconnect or something, and the game just did not give us a bot to replace them, which is kind of usually what happens. So we were outnumbered slightly, I guess, and the match went a little long, but eventually we did force the win by reaching 40 kills. The Vanguard is 2 steps away from the recruit mech that you start out with if you follow the left hand side of the mech web by first purchasing the Berserker for 5,000 blue Hawken credits. You can then purchase this bad boy for 7,000. So technically the total cost is 12,000 credits. If you're just starting out, you would get the Berserker and the Vanguard for that. Of course, that is the free to play route without spending any actually money on the red mech credits, which would allow you to just buy any mech and skip the prerequisites on the mech web. The Vanguard, of course, is a heavy class mech, and as such has good armor and good overheating stats, mid-range stats for radar, fuel tank size, or fuel regeneration, and pretty bad stats for dodging and all speed related statistics when compared to the other mechs in the game. The Vanguard's left-hand weapon, or primary weapon, is the Baby Bear chain gun, which has good rate of fire and really good DPS, but poor heat management and really low range. And on the right hand side, you have for your secondary weapon the grenade launcher, which fires an explosive mine that you can manually detonate by tapping R2 a second time after firing. The grenade launcher has good heat management, but has bad range, bad DPS, and really low rate of fire. It is that really low rate of fire that drags the damage per second stat down, though, as the shots themselves actually do good damage, and they got a good little explosive radius. Because of the Vanguard's tanky stats and low range weapons, I decided to play a close quarters game as much as possible, remembering that my L2 weapon does a lot more DPS but also heats up a lot more, and also trying to take advantage of the mech's special ability to go into turret mode. Now if you've been playing with the recruit or with the Neef or with the Berserker, then you're used to having a special ability that enters a cooldown phase after using it. But the Vanguard, being a heavy mech, has a toggle ability instead where you can tap the X button to switch to turret mode, which allows you to take 60% less damage from the front, but as a trade-off you take 20% more damage from the back. So you want to be careful to only switch to this mode when your back is to a wall or otherwise protected. You can tap X again to toggle out of the turret mode and go back and forth with no cooldown, but there is a moment of the actual toggle animation that you can't really do anything, so be wise with your timing of the switch. For items, the Vanguard can tap the square button to fire the detonator missile, which can be manually detonated mid-flight by tapping square again, and with the triangle button you can drop a repair charge, which is basically a yellow armor orb, just like the ones that enemies drop when you kill them. Remember that these items can only be used once per deployment, and speaking of the yellow armor orbs that enemies drop when you kill them, both of the Vanguard's internals are related to those. The extractor lets you gain armor from the orbs faster, which means you don't have to stand near one quite as long as you would in most other mechs, and the repair kit causes you to actually gain more overall armor from each orb. These bonuses to orb collection, combined with the Vanguard's low-range weapons, really should encourage you to seek out your enemies and welcome the close quarters fights. Just remember that this mech has pretty bad speed, so retreat isn't really a great option, which makes you commit to the battles that you start. Overall, I had fun playing with the Vanguard, although, as my future videos will attest to, I do have a lot more fun with the Reaper playing long range sniping roles, but you know, it's cool. I definitely got some good matches in, and we'll have more videos of the Vanguard up and running whenever I get around to it. Please do remember that Hawken, being a free-to-play game, is subject to undergo changes from future updates, so anything I've said or that you've seen in the video may be subject to change after any amount of time goes by. So I got the last kill in the mission, so I got a little picture there. Here's our 5 players. We had a couple in the recruit. RJ came in second with the Neef, and I forgot to turn off my chicken hologram and switch it to the skull, so that was embarrassing. But if you're playing the game, hope you're having as much fun with it as I am. Thanks for watching the video.